Hey there, YouTube family. It's Humberto from GrayLaw TV. I'm wearing my mask today just to let you know that I'm standing with you in solidarity during this COVID-19 pandemic. A lot of negative news out there. I like positive news, you know me, and I'm going to give you some positive news today. So the administration extended the executive order. I call it a pause, right? It's extended until December 31st of this year. I'm going to give you 15 alternative methods in which you can still come and work in the United States. Hey, let's get you some positive news here, give you something to work on, give you something to think about, right? And again, I've done this time and time again for my clients. This is stuff that you're not going to find on the internet, folks. So number one, Canadians are exempt from this executive order, this pause, I should say. Any Canadian that's on an H, an L, or a J, they can still come to the US, not a problem. There also are exceptions. So if you had a valid visa prior to June 24th, the effective date of this executive order, you're good to go. You can still come into the US. It's only for those who have not been issued a visa that cannot come to the US. So number two, TN visas. So there is a treaty between Mexico, Canada, and the US. USMCA is the name. NAFTA was the previous name. So that is still in play. That is not subject to the executive order. TN visas are really good. You got to look at the list of TN visas: architects, lawyers, therapists, social workers, management consultants. So if you are from Mexico and Canada, that may be a viable option for you. Number three, the E3 visa. So if you are from Australia, the E3 is the counterpart to the H1, not subject to the executive order. You can come on the E3, you have an employer, the employer petitions for you in a professional capacity where the position requires professional skills and a degree. You can come in on the E3. Number four, O1 visa. O1 visas, art, television, film, and business. You can come on the O1 visa if you are extraordinary. I do lots of O1 visas for clients. You'd be surprised how many people qualify. You have to show that you've risen to the top of the field. You've been in your area of expertise for some time, and you meet 3 of 11 criteria. Guess what? You can get the O1 visa and come to the US, not subject to the executive order. Number 5, the P1 visa. So the P1 visa for musical artists and groups, as well as athletes. So let's say during this COVID-19 time, you want to come and you want to go to a particular studio, maybe record some records yourself, with your group. Yes, you can come on the P1 visa, not subject to the executive order. Or you're an athlete, you want to come and start training, you can get the P visa. They're still issued. You can come to the US on the P visa. Number 6, I'm going through. We're going to get to 15 now. Stay tuned, right? Number 6, E2 visa. This is an investor visa. The investor visa is where you invest at minimum at least $250,000 in the US in an active business. You can come and you can work. It's not subject to the executive order. One important point on the E2 visa. On the E2 visa, your spouse as well can be employed. Your spouse can get an EAD card, a work permit, and come to the US. So that's the 7th alternative option, okay? Get the E, then your spouse comes, your spouse has a work permit as well. So number 8 is really interesting, okay? I've done this several times. So E2s are only available to those countries that are on a list of treaties with the US. So for example, India, China, Arab countries, they're not on our treaty list. So what can they do? So what I've done before is they can invest in Grenada or Turkey and get a Grenadian or Turkish passport. Those countries are on the treaty list, and then they can get the e-visa and come to the US as an investor. So there are some options through Canada as well. Canada has an express entry program for permanent residents. If you're under 30 years old, you have a master's degree, and you have 1 year work experience, guess what? You can obtain permanent resident status in Canada. Stay there, wait it out until the pause is over. As a permanent resident of Canada, you may soon qualify for citizenship as well. That's going to give you a lot of options on the back end too. You can obtain the TN visa. You have no restrictions on visa validity. You don't need to have an actual visa in the passport, so that may be a good option as well. So number 10, sticking with Canada. Canada has the identical L1 program as you have in the US. If you have the US entity set up a subsidiary company in Canada, you can transfer over your manager or executive to work in Canada because of the inability of the individual to work here in the United States in the US company. So first you take them to Canada, when the pause is over, then you can transfer back to the US. That also opens up some opportunities for multinational executive green card for your employees. So that could be a good option. Number 11, let's not forget about the student visa. So you can enroll in school and use that gap period on the F1 student visa. Some F1 student visa programs have what's called CPT, Curricular Practical Training. If your employment is tied to your curriculum, there are opportunities to work while you're in school, so you may want to look at that as well. So number 12, let's not forget about the B visa. Enter on the B visa, stay here for 6 months. You'll get beyond December, you can change to another status. 13, have you proposed or have you received a ring? Don't forget about marriage to a US citizen. You could stay here during the pause. You will be issued a work permit within 6 months. And you're here, you'll get a green card within a year. 14, play the lottery, the diversity lottery. It's still in play, not subject to the executive order. Make the application online, follow up, see what happens. If you cannot travel home for whatever reason, COVID-19 in your country, like if you're from Brazil, places that are heavily impacted, and you can't stay here as well because you don't have a visa yet and you can't come in because of this executive pause, you can buy citizenship. Antigua, St. Kitts, Portugal, there's several islands that allow you to come in again and invest, get the passport, and you can hang out on an island until all of this is over. So, hey, those are the 15 options. Stay safe out there. We're thinking about you. I'm trying to bring you positive news, right? Let's not dwell on the negative. Let's talk about the positive news. Thanks for watching GrayLaw TV. Click below, like, and subscribe.